Hello, everybody. It's Miss Betty on Pond Ridge, and today I am going to continue with my old-fashioned soul food. How many of you say I don't like neck bones? I don't know how to cook neck bones. They don't have any meat on the neck bones. Well, neck bone is a soul food staple, and you can cook neck bones. It is all in how you choose your neck bones. When I buy my neck bones, I always try to find the nice meaty neck bones. And I've already pre-cleaned and pre-washed these neck bones. But I do want to show you what I do to make sure. Because you don't just want to take the neck bones and rinse them and put them in a pot and cook them. Neck bones have to be clean because they are dirty. So I usually take my neck bone. I clean off all the excess fat. I go in between the bones and I pull out the excess little gristle-like stuff so that my neck bones are nice and pretty. I imagine pretty much like you all that like oxtails. I've never made oxtails, but this is probably pretty close to them. So when I do my neck bones, there's usually a little gristle that's down in between this bone. I always take that out. So you want to take your neck bones, you want to put them in the pot. And these are nice and meaty neck bones. When they're done, which is going to take a little over an hour, I am going to take them and put them in a gravy, something different. I thought I'd do something different. You can take your neck bones and you can season them. You can add potatoes and thicken up your juice. You can take them out of the juice and put them in the oven, and you can finish them by baking them. There's so many variations. It just depends on how you want your neck bone. My favorite way to have my neck bones is just neck bones with hot sauce. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to season the neck bones, and I'm going to use some onion. I like to put a couple of onions in the amount of neck bones that you saw that I had in this pot. I'm also going to add some Slap Your Mama, some onion salt, of course, some black pepper, some Lawry seasoning, and I always have a little trouble with this word, adobo. I think that's how you say it. This gives your food a nice little flavor, so I usually add that. Also to my neck bones, I like to give them a little kick. So I use some pepper flakes, some crushed red peppers. So what we're gonna do is, and I like to season my meat before I add my water. And there's no rhyme or reason of how much seasoning. You will get to know how much once you become, I always say, that cook. I am that cook, so I can take my lid off because I know how to control. I'm also going to add some black pepper. And as always, I'm going to sprinkle. You know my sprinkle means 1, 2, and 3. Let's add the adobo. And we are going to add the crushed red pepper. And I forget, I always got to take the lid off of this one. All right. All of these seasonings will give my neck bones a very, very good taste. So to that, I want to slice my onions. You can slice your onions in any form, but I generally like to take my onions, slice, and de-ring. Slice, and de-ring. Just like that. It's so easy. The hardest part of cooking neck bones is getting them clean, and make sure that you do that thoroughly before you are ready to cook. So these neck bones have been cleaned ahead of time because sometimes when I buy them in the family pack, I go ahead and get them all clean, put them in the freezer, and set them aside. So there you go. You want them to look like that. And to this, I want to cover it with water. So I'm going to add about, I think that's probably going to take about 8 cups of cold water. All right, so you want to cover your meat. I'm still here. All right. So I want to cover my meat as such. I'm going to add another onion to that. We want them to cook on low, not a boil, until they are completely tender. Then I'm going to take them out of the water that I cooked them in. And today we are going to add a gravy. You can serve this with rice, mashed potatoes, or you can just have it with your greens, such as we are going to have today. There we go. These look awesome. Now that I added my water, I can tell that I probably need to add just a little bit more of my seasoning salt because we want these to be well seasoned. When you buy your neck bones, look for the ones that are nice and meaty because that will give you a nice piece of meat and people won't have to say, I don't like neck bones because there's no meat on the bones. You got to know how to pick them. So here we go. We're cooking neck bones today, and I will be back to show you what they look like when they're done. It's fun cooking here on Fun Ridge, and you be encouraged. And make sure that you are a blessing to somebody on today, and you be blessed also. I'll be right back. All right, everybody. I am back, and the neck bones are cooking, and they're pretty much done. So what we're going to do to finish them off is that I'm going to make my gravy or my roux. And I'm going to add, about 1/4 of a cup of oil to cover my skillet. And to that, I'm going to add some flour because we are going to make a brown gravy. So we'll just sprinkle some flour in. And we want it to cook in our oil as such. It's real easy to do. I'm not going to add any more seasoning because I'm going to use the broth off of the neck bones that I cooked. And that should be seasoned pretty well. Okay. If your gravy do not get as brown as you would like for it to be, you can always use some gravy master. And this will brown your gravy and make it pretty. To that, I'm going to add some Vidalia onions. I have some onions already sliced. And this is the sweet onion so that it won't give that real oniony taste, okay? So we're going to add that. But we're going to give our roux just a little bit more time to brown. Not adding any seasonings. It should look like such, like that. But we want it to brown just a little bit more. In order for it to brown, we just let it stay on the heat until it browns at a certain temperature. Okay. See that? I'm not going to make a heavy gravy for this. I want it to be just a very, very light gravy that's going to top our neck bone. So if I was going to serve it with mashed potatoes or rice, then I would probably make a heavier gravy, but today we're not having that type of meal. So when you make your gravy, you decide how you want it. Are you making a gravy for your neck bones to go with rice or mashed potatoes? Or are you just making a gravy for your neck bones? Okay. I also have this wonderful, wonderful seasoning that I use. It's a seasoning and broth. This will give my gravy the taste that I need, and I'm only going to use 1 pack. If you are interested in knowing more about this broth, then go ahead and ask me in the comment sections, and I will let you know, okay? As you can see, it's getting brown, so I'm going to go ahead and start adding my onion. I'm not going to add a lot of onion because I already have onion in the neck bones, okay? just gotta make it real flavorful. I love onion. And actually, I use an onion on a daily basis, almost in everything that I cook. In fact, I hear people say that if you use a lot of onion, that it's really good for you. And I'm hoping that that's why I'm healthy. Okay, hold on. Because what I am going to do is I'm going to pour some of the broth off of my neck bones to put in my gravy. And perhaps I should have done that first, but I did not. This is the broth that's off of my neck bones. We're going to use that because it's already seasoned. And it should give it a wonderful taste. Okay? Got my roux. Go ahead and add that to it. Oh, that's marvelous. Turned out better than I wanted it to turn. It is awesome, awesome. To that, I'm going to add my golden broth, just to give it a little extra flavor. Again, this is a golden seasoning and broth, and this is just going to give you that extra flavor that you need. Okay. And while that is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and start adding my neck bones to the gravy. Something different. You know, we don't have to always cook everything the same. So this is not just going to be my typical boiled neck bone day. That looks awesome. I hope you can see that. I will bring my camera a little closer and let you get a better look. But man, this looks divine. No one would believe that these are just neck bones, because we really need to do variations of our meals to make them more attractive. To that, I'm going to add just a little bit of Italian seasoning. That is great. All right, see, can you see that? And while that is simmering, I am going to put the lid back on and just let it cook for maybe another 30 minutes, and then I'll come back and I'll show you the finished product. You be encouraged, and you replace negative with positive, because that is what makes you have a great and wonderful day. All right, so that's my finished product. My neck bones are cooking well. Once again, I have my neck bones that I season with black pepper, seasoning salt, adobo, crushed red peppers, a little slap your mama. Always give it that little extra twist. Let's give it some more kick here. And I sprinkle a little bit of onion salt. So it is ready and it is rolling. And I'm just going to let it simmer just a little bit more, and then it is going to be done. Meanwhile, you make sure that you have yourself a great day. This is Miss Betty, and I have been cooking on Farm Ridge. Bye-bye.